second of Inventor tutorials for basic Inventor use. The first one we addressed setting up a project file. In this one we will start looking at creating parts for a project and defining how they are created in 2 and 3 dimensions. The first thing we do is we need to open up a new part so that we can start creating the part. So if we go to the top left of our ribbon, there's an icon here that says new. If we click on it, it gives us a template. As industry standard dictates that we need to use a metric measurement system, and as such the metric item should be selected. And we are going to create a new part. So have a look at the top here. We see that all of our part drawings are in the top row here. We need to create a standard millimeter part. This is the basic part detail for most parts you will make at this level. If we double click on that, it will open up the page for creating a new part. This may take some time, but generally not too long. Okay, you can now see that we have what is effectively a sheet of paper in front of us, or a workspace in front of us, where we can create a new part. A couple of things to point out while we're here is the way to navigate around. On the left we have our browser window where you can see that we've got a part number and some details about the part there. At the top here we have our ribbon with all of our controls. On the right we have our view cube and our home button. This allows us to show different views of the part we've drawn and return home to a full window view. The quick access toolbar on the right then has a series of tools that we might want to use, such as orbit, pan, zoom and the like. Alright, to create the first part we have opened up a new part and we need to start with a sketch. So if we go to the top left into the browser, into the ribbon, we can see that we've got start sketch there. We need to start a new 2D sketch, and as we click on that it brings us up the drawing planes that we want to draw on. So this is a horizontal plane, a vertical plane and a perpendicular vertical plane to draw on. I always like to draw on the XY plane to get started because that's one that's nice and familiar. So let's bring our mouse across and we can see now that each of the planes changes colour and has a name next to it as we hover over it. We need to find the one that is XY plane and click on that one. This now provides a space where we can start our drawing. We can use a variety of the tools at the top here along the ribbon, whether it be a rectangle, circle, line, etc. So let's start with a basic rectangle. So if we click rectangle, you can now see that our mouse cursor changes to having a little dot in the middle of it and also a crosshair. That allows us to connect to other points around our drawing and make sure they are continuously linked. Alright, so if we left click now, it brings up our rectangle. You can see here that the measurements on the rectangle are moving as I move the rectangle, and one of them is highlighted in blue. If it's highlighted in blue, you can change the measurement of that. So let's change that to 20 millimeters, and to change the other we just hit tab on the left of the keyboard and we can change that one to 20 millimeters as well. Once we have finished, we hit return on our keyboard and this will draw our rectangle at 20 by 20. You can see that we've lost part of that out of the screen, so I will click on home and this will now show me the item we've drawn. To finish that sketch, we go to the top and we click Finish Sketch. We are now ready to turn this 2D shape into a 3-dimensional shape, and I will address this in the next tutorial.